Hi foodies, how you doing? Have you ever tried dates? I actually love these. These are really delicious. They have like a nice sweet caramel taste. If you've had Nisberry, if you're in Jamaica, you know we call that fruit Nisberry. It has that taste. So it is naturally sweet. There's nothing added to it, and you can make your own natural sweeteners at home with this. Okay? So today we're going to be doing date syrup and date paste. So for the syrup, you can drizzle that on your pancakes or whatever you like, and the paste, you can use it as a spread. So what I do is I just rinse these off with some warm water, so some lukewarm water. I just rinse them, then drain off that liquid. Then what we're going to do now is add some boiling water to it, and you can either soak it for 2 hours or you can boil it. If you want to, you can break it apart or chop it, or you could just leave it whole. But what we're going to do is just to add the liquid so that that sweetness can be released into the liquid. So you have a choice. Add your boiling water and let this soak for about 2 hours, or you can just boil everything together. As far as the amount of liquid, sometimes I'll eyeball it, but you can do like 2 cups of dates to 4 cups of water, or even less water, depending on what you prefer. So I'm going to bring this up to a boil. Then, after it comes up to a boil, I am going to simmer it. So don't boil it the entire time. Bring it up to a boil, then simmer for about 40 minutes or so. Then it's gonna soften, and all of that sweetness is just gonna go right into that liquid. You can see it if you scoop it up. You'll see the liquid is changing color, and it is so good, guys. After simmering this for about 40 minutes or so, you can strain it off using a cheesecloth. The strainer works, but I find that the cheesecloth just works better because it's so strong and the holes are much finer. So pour it in there, and then you're just gonna allow it to cool so it's easier to handle, because you're gonna need to squeeze the cheesecloth, right, to separate the liquid from the solid. If you don't want to separate them and you have a high powered blender, you can blend everything together, and it'll be good to go. But what I'm going to do here is to separate the liquid from the pulp. So here we are, guys. You're going to squeeze that. You'll have your pulp. Do not throw away that pulp. It is rich in fiber. You can just take some of that boiling liquid or soaking liquid if you didn't do the boiling. Add it to the blender along with the pulp and just pulse it a few times or blend it, and then you'll have your pulp. You can keep it in the fridge and add it to your smoothies. Okay, that is lots of fiber. Don't throw it out. However, let's focus on the syrup. So that boiling liquid, we have it right here, and all we need to do is just to simmer it until it gets to more of a syrupy consistency. So you can just go ahead and simmer this for about 45 minutes or so. I mean, the thickness really depends on you. The more you simmer it, the thicker it will become. 40 minutes should be good, because when it cools down, it gets even thicker. So don't worry if it seems thin after 40 minutes. We're doing a gentle simmer because we don't want to boil this and let it burn. So after about 40 minutes, guys, this is what it looks like. It's reduced, it's glossy, it's delicious, and it's gonna get even thicker when it cools down. So here's the syrup, and here is the pulp. The amount of syrup you get depends on how long you reduce it for. All right, and then the pulp, you can keep it in the fridge. It's not gonna be as sweet as it was before, like the natural date in its natural state. The pulp is not as sweet, but you can add it to stuff. Okay, and that syrup, trust me, it is delicious. If you don't want to buy maple syrup, you can actually use this on your waffles or your pancakes. You can add this to even your beverages instead of adding sugar or honey. Now guys, if I want to make some date paste, so this is as a spread, I use less water. I just add enough water just to cover the dates by a little bit. And then I soak it overnight in the fridge. If you don't want to do the overnight soak, you can add hot water and soak it for about 40 minutes. This is when I'm making date paste. If I'm making date syrup, I add more water because I want to boil it and get a lot of syrup. So guys, these are the dates. The next day I soaked them overnight in the fridge. They've absorbed a lot of the liquid and they are very soft and they're glossy. They are so delicious. If you want to use the liquid as is, guys, you can, but for date syrup I do prefer to reduce it on the stove. Okay, so let's check out the date paste method. What we do is just add the dates right to your blender or your food processor. If they are still too chunky, just use your kitchen scissors and cut them up. If you need to add a little of that soaking liquid, add it and then blend. That's it. Nothing else. Sometimes you don't even need liquid if whatever equipment you're using is just strong enough to puree it. All you're doing is pureeing till it's smooth, and look at this glossy, gorgeous date paste. Look at that. And this is the syrup the next day, guys. I just wanted to show you that the consistency is still great. It doesn't harden. It's perfectly fine. I use this on my pancakes, I use it in tea, and it's just so delicious. Once you taste it, you're gonna realize that it is worth the effort to make your own natural sweetener at home, and it's vegan. So if you're looking for vegan sweeteners, this would be perfect. The spread, guys, it is so smooth. I didn't add too much liquid, I just added a little bit and it is perfect. If you want to give the kids something instead of giving them those jams and jellies, you can absolutely give them date spread on crackers or on toast. It is so delicious. So this is much sweeter than the pulp because we did not boil the dates. It's so good and I can't wait to hear what you guys think about it. So give it a try and definitely let me know how it works out. Thanks for watching. See you next time.